Well, hi there, Don, and congratulations on season three. Fans are in for a real treat with this second part of the season. I absolutely loved it. Um,
You.
and all three seasons have now been GLAAD Award nominated, particularly for the Jake and Devon characters and that aspect of the show. So, how important has it been to you to have, or is it to you to have these two queer characters at the center of Chucky the series?
Well, I think it's obviously important to me to have them at the center of it. And I think it's gone so well. I think the actors are wonderful together. And you've seen the episodes, right? You said you saw the last four. So yeah, so you saw their scene in episode 5. Yeah. Which I was really happy with how it turned out because it was really important to all of us that that seemed joyful and fun. You just wanted it to be a dream version of one's first time, you know. So I find that scene makes me smile. I think it's a good thing to put out into the world.
Me too, and it's been a long time coming for the characters, hasn't it? Because they've struggled to find some time alone for quite a
Yeah.
long time now. Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. It took 3 years for them to get here.
yeah.
But
And one of
that
the
seems
things,
about right.
yes, and one of the things that makes it so fun is the Frankie Goes to Hollywood Relax track. How did the idea for that come about?
Well, it was actually the suggestion of our sound mixer, Patrick Saccone. He suggested it last year when I was explaining to him what I was planning on doing for a season 3. Now, of course, he knows that I'm a huge Brian De Palma fan and a huge Body Double fan. So, I think he was, choosing from within our wheelhouse. But it was perfect, because I love giving the whole scene an 80s vibe, and maybe that's probably just a like homage to my own youth, you know. Um and I just think that song is, it's a great song for that activity.
And with the neon coming in and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice because we just had The Power of Love in All of Us Strangers. So then to have Relax and like you say, it's film history that song's got. And
Yeah.
I love all of the references to other movies that we get in different layers, like Taxi Driver we had in the first part of the season, and then there's a very sort of brief glimpse of Blade Runner in this one. And then also the characters kind of reference current popular culture too. How did it come about that they would be quoting "Call Me by Your Name," for instance, like Jake and Devon, which is very sweet in this part of the season.
Well, I thought, that I mean that movie is, when did that come out? 2017, 2018. It's been in pop culture and the culture at large for a while now. And so I think logically and I think realistically, I know I didn't just make this up, it, is a sort of touchstone for gay youth. And great that they have that. I thought that was one of the great things about that movie, of course. Um, and we wanted to do something similar with the show. That's always been, our aim from when we started, is to, give young gay teenage horror fans characters that they can identify with, which I would have loved to have had, when I was a teenager, gay teenage horror fanatic growing up. But it just wasn't done. So it's great that the world has turned to accommodate that.
Yeah, and also, apart from Jake's dad, who is unaccepting of him, they don't really encounter much homophobia, and they're accepting of themselves, and it's really just Chucky that gets in the way of them just having a nice romance. And yeah, how
Yeah, I think.
intentional is that?
Well, it's very intentional because I felt like it was something we dealt with in season 1, as you said, with his dad, and that's, obviously something that a lot of gay men can identify with. Um, and but then his father was out of the picture for a while. So he said, I felt that it felt right to portray that in some aspect of his life, but then, what was important to us is that we just wanted to do it almost casually. It's just like we have lots of TV shows where, at the center of it is a young teenage straight couple, and, they go through their puppy love and all of those steps, that we've done on this show, and all, always rated PG-13, really. And but to do that casually with a young gay couple, I think it's great that we're able to do that now, and I think it's important to do it.
Yeah, and as Jake's character says, they're the heroes too, which is a great line. I won't quote it all.
He also says we're the final girls.
Yes.
Final girls, we're Jamie Lee, motherfucking Oscar-winning Curtis.
Yes, bleep. That's it. That's good. And it was announced back in December that John Waters would be making an appearance in this part of season 3. Why did you want to cast him, and what was it like to see him take on the role as the creator of the original Good Guy dolls?
Well, I had worked with John 20 years ago on Seed of Chucky, where he played a different role in that film. And, working with John was obviously, especially for any gay filmmaker, a dream come true. And, stayed in touch over the years. John is famous for his Christmas cards. He has these amazing, every year there's some amazing thing in his Christmas cards. So I've been aware, partly through his own statements, but also just stuff that would be out there in the press when he would do his Christmas shows, for example, that, he remained a fan of the character and was a fan of the show. And so when I found that out, I, called him and said, well, do you want to come on again? He goes, fuck yeah. And he just seems like the perfect kind of, spiritually, the perfect vibe for the creator, the creator of the Good Guy dolls.
Absolutely.
A kind of dark Willy Wonka figure. Well, I guess Willy Wonka is already dark, but even darker.
Yes, it takes it a shade darker. Well, Don Mancini, thanks so much, and congratulations again on part 2 of season 3.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, James.